Hi everyone, I wanted to take a minute to show you around your Unit 2 lab for SCI 103. So first off, you want to go to your assignment list and click on your Unit 2 individual project. You will notice in the assignment details there's great information here for you. There's also a link right here to download the lab report worksheet, so you want to click on that and it will prompt a download for the worksheet that looks like this. So this is your actual lab report. So this is what you're going to be typing in. So hopefully you can save this document and have it ready to go when you go into your lab. If not, if you're not able to save it or something, you can copy and paste it into your device and grab it that way, whatever works best for you. But you want to make sure you have this ready to go prior to going into your lab, because you're going to be actually recording your observations directly onto this sheet. Okay, so if you go back to, let's go back to the classroom. So again, this was the assignment details for our Unit 2 lab. Then to get to the lab, you're just going to click right here when it says, then view the Unit 2 lab, measuring pH levels, to complete the virtual lab and worksheet. So if you click on that, it will take you directly to the lab. Okay, and this is our good friend, Marcia the Martian, who's going to be your guide through the lab. Okay, so this is just a reminder to have your lab report ready to go. Okay, so we're going to be testing pH in this lab, and basically what you're going to be doing, first off, you're going to have some practice, and then we're going to be going to some virtual lakes. Again, there is no materials that you have to purchase. You're not going to have to go anywhere. Everything is 100% virtual. So what you're going to do with this lab, it says, this is pure water. So that is solution 1. So you're actually going to type that into your lab report, or write it down, or however you're doing it. So that's the first solution, right? So you're going to type that in, and then we need to figure out what the pH value is. So it says click on the test tube to add the pH indicator. You can see it turned this kind of green color. You can actually drag the test tube along the pH strip down here to see what color it most closely resembles, and that matches to the pH value. Okay, so once you have that number in your brain there, you're going to actually write it on here. So you're going to say, okay, that's pH and whatever the number is, I'm not going to tell you. And then based on that, does that mean it's an acid, base, or neutral? And you'll learn all that information during the unit. Okay, then go back to the lab, but you can see why it's beneficial to have your lab ready to go. She's saying, did you record your information on your lab worksheet? So here's solution 2 is lemon juice, right? So same thing, you're going to write down lemon juice on your actual lab report. Okay, and then you'll be telling me what pH number that is, what pH value, and based on that is an acid, base, or neutral. So you're going to go through all 4 solutions doing the same thing. Then you'll get to section 2 where you're going to be traveling to some lakes. So let me get to that point. So I'm just going to kind of click through this super quick here. Okay, coffee. All right, so now we're ready to head to the virtual lakes. Okay, and basically we're going to be virtually collecting some samples here, but before we do that, you really want to make sure you have a good understanding of what is happening around that lake. So what's the environment that the lakes are actually in, and the billboards for each one are going to give you that information. So you can see here, Lake 1 is located near a heavily populated city. There's several car factories there, so you want to make sure you're really honing in on those, and you can actually click on them to zoom in if you need to see that a bit more clearly. Okay, then we'll go to Lake 1. I'll let you do the rest on your own, but basically what you're going to be doing is it's going to take you to the lake, and it's going to grab a sample of the water. Okay, and you're going to click on return to come back. Okay, and based on that, now we're back in the lab, right? So we have to do our test. So this is Lake 1, 5 milliliters of lake water from Lake 1. right? So you're going to do the same thing you practiced before, where we were able to find that pH value. So you'll write that down for Lake 1. Okay, so you don't have to write in complete sentences or anything here. You can just say, okay, it's pH and whatever the number is, right? You'll do that for Lakes 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to tell me which two have the highest acidity. Okay, so that's kind of the virtual lab part there. And then here, based on your knowledge that you learn, you're going to tell me 3 examples of acids that you find around your house and describe them and tell me what those common attributes are. So here are some things you can include. Okay, different properties, what are their pH values, and then bases, 3 bases you find around your house. Same thing, describe them, give me the common attributes. Now you're ready for part 3, but don't forget, if I go back to this lab, you need to continue. I only showed Lake 1 here, but you're going to continue through Lake 2 and then Lake 3 the same way. Again, making sure you're paying really close attention to what is on these billboards, because when you go to your short answers here, those billboards are going to be very important. Okay, so you're describing acid rain here. Then you're going to again tell me which lakes are receiving acid rain. There are 2 of them, and you're going to tell me what's up with the location of the lakes, right? So, you know, how come 2 of those lakes have more acidity than the other one? Okay, so you're going to justify your points using your data from part 1 up here, right? So using your data that you found up here, you're going to use that to justify your answers down here in part 3. Okay, and you should be able to answer the rest of the short answers. Again, keeping in mind you want to answer those in about 3 to 5 sentences, so you're making sure that you are detailed. So hopefully that helps. If not, please let me know if you have any questions.